So in Spanish, an accent, well, when we say you have a Hispanic accent, a Latino accent, it's because the 5 Latino or Hispanic vowel sounds have an influence on how you speak English. That's an accent. So an accent is not a bad thing. An accent, for instance, could be something that is attractive. So from my experience working and coaching agents at call centers, I would hear agents with an accent. They would get good comments sometimes from the customers and say, hey, where are you from? I'm from Guatemala. Wow, is that like in a hot country? Yeah, it's always hot. And then customers would go, wow, I like your accent. Sounds nice, you know? So an accent is a good thing, you know? It's not a bad thing. It's just the influence of your mother tongue on the second language that you're learning. That's all it is. There's nothing wrong with it. So,
okay.
So then you have pronunciation. Pronunciation are all the rules. So for instance, let's say you know and I know that the past tense of regular verbs is formed by adding the ed to it, right? That's the and that's the main constituent to the past tense. And you know and I know that there are 3 rules. Yes or no, my friend? Right? There are 3 rules. These are the 3 rules. You remember how when you learned those rules? Do you remember?
Yes.
Okay. What are the rules? Refresh my memory. I know you're very experienced.
No.
Come on, man.
I just remember the moment. I don't remember the rules.
Okay, good. That's fine. That's fine because it's fine because the rules are for language nerds, for people that study linguistics or English teachers. Those are the rules, right? But like you said, the rules, I just speak and it comes out naturally. But there are rules. So we know that, let's say, if we're going to pronounce a word with a T sound at the end, if it's with the ed ending, if it has no vibration, right? So there's no, we call this no stress. There's no stress to it. Example, let's say if you have a word that finishes with, let's say the letter P, stop, and you want to pronounce that in a past tense, how would you pronounce it? Stopped.
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 Yeah, because the letter P produces no vibration, no stress. Therefore, the rule is to use the T sound. Stopped, right?
Stopped.
And then you have the D sound when there is stress or vibration going on, right? Stress or vibration. So, for instance, take a look at the word. Let's say discover, discover. So that the last syllable sound, the sound, the schwa sound, produces vibration. Therefore, we have to pronounce the D sound. And we have to say discovered, discovered, okay? Now, to be honest with you, most Americans don't even know this rule because they learned it just by listening to other Americans, right? But when we're learning English, it's necessary because in Spanish, particularly in Spanish, where the last consonants are not pronounced, we have to learn this rule, right? And we use the id ending when we talk about verbs or that finish with a t or d sound, like assist, assisted, right? And so on. So these are rules. These are rules that you need to follow. These are phonetic rules, pronunciation rules. Okay, but I can be from Guatemala, and I can have somebody from Texas, and they can say, for instance, I could say here in Guatemala with my general English is with no accent, no Latino accent or no Southern accent. I could say, for instance, discovered. They discovered. There's no accent. It's just general English. That's what I'm going to teach you. coach you, excuse me, coach you on. But if you get somebody, let's say like George Bush from Texas, you're going to hear the accent. You can say, we discovered that it was the Taliban who were behind the attack on 9/11. My fellow Americans. Did you hear that? So you hear the accent, right? The little twang. We discovered, my fellow Americans. You know what I'm saying? So that's an accent. But regardless, his accent from Texas and myself, where I'm using general English, you understood. Yes or no?
Yeah.
You understood. So that's what we call an accent. So what is an accent? If an accent is going to be simply regional. It's how people in this region pronounce the vowels. You understand? In certain regions, vowels are pronounced differently. So I'll give you another example. I have a security guard who is from, let's say, Santa Rosa, right? Here in Guatemala. And when he talks to me, he's got this little thing to his words, right? It's Spanish, but I understand. You would understand him. But that's an accent. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay. So what is accent training? Accent training is, I'm not going to train you in like to have a particular accent. I'm going to train you to have, I'm going to train you to have general accent, general American accent. Who uses general accent? You should start watching the news in English now. I'm going to recommend the PBS. P as in Papa, B as in boy, S as in Sam. Watch the PBS. You're going to hear the anchors, the reporters, and they're not going to have any accent. They're going to talk with general American English. Why? Because the show is broadcasted in the whole United States, and you want everybody to understand. Right? So so there's a thing here. The more educated you are, the less accent you have, even if you were a native in the States. Do you understand?
Okay, yes.
Okay. So usually you have people that are very educated, university type people, sophisticated people. They don't have their accent anymore. They lose their accent. Okay. Right?
Okay.
So that's an accent. An accent is just the echo of your mother tongue or the region in which you live, the influence of others on how they use the sounds, and you just imitate by proxy. That's it. And today, I'm going to talk to you about two vowel sounds here. Okay, so here